Hey guys, what's up? So today we're going to compare three different things with these magazines. The standard Glock 43X magazine, the standard S15 magazine, and the S15 magazine with a plus 10 power spring in it. All right, so let's check these things out. All right, so we've already done some of these, some drop tests, right? We stuck these magazines, these S15 magazines, in the dirt, kicked them around in the sand and stuff. We have figured out that it's relatively easy to stop these things up, honestly, to be 100% honest with you. If you pack dirt in here, it'll jam it up, it'll cough it up. So we're gonna do two things today, like I just said. I got the plus 10% springs. I'll throw in a picture for you. Excuse me, I'll throw in a picture for you. The plus 10 springs from Shield, and I might try to, I don't know, I'll just tell you, I contacted Shield Arms on Facebook, on Instagram, and I asked them about what the purpose of those springs were, and their response was for worn out springs. I'll put it in here somewhere, I can't remember exactly, but basically for worn out stuff, right? If the spring's worn out, just to add extra pressure. And I think if you're using their extended base plates, you need the longer spring, because it is longer and it is has more oomph to it. So I went ahead and put it in. I have 4 of these magazines, so the last 2, if you have see number 3 and number 4, they have the plus 10 springs in it. And I want to see if that makes any difference, okay? Because I haven't had feeding issues, I haven't had regular wear issues, and I haven't had these magazines that long, right? Probably about 300-ish rounds per magazine by now. And I haven't had regular feeding issues. Now, if I pack it full of crap, then yes, they do have issues. But that's what we're going to see today. Do even the stinking Glock magazines, are they susceptible to that? If you shove these nose first into like that anthill, which we're going to do, kick these around to the ground, are these going to cough up on you too? All right, so we're using the same ammo, Tula, Wolf, whatever stuff, and we're just going to see that. First, let's do some drop tests. Get that out of the way before they get all nasty and grimy. Alrighty, so we're gonna do some drop tests. Back here where you might be able to see me, might not be able to see me. This is gonna be, first we'll do the Glock magazine. So from the nose, fully loaded with 10 from the nose. 1, we'll do them 3 times. 2, 3. Glad I did it 3 times, so, whoa. And y'all just looked like you fell asleep. Okay, so anyway. There we go. That happened. All right. That's with a fully loaded Glock 10-round magazine. This happened last time. So if anybody was coughing about, oh, it popped around. Okay. OEM Glock did it too. Okay. So let's angle you down again. Let's lock this cam so it doesn't fall. Angle you down a little bit more. There you go. Okay. That was from the nose. So that hit on the nose. Okay. Now let's see if they'll pop out the top. Do it 3 times. Ready? 1. Hit on the side. Push the bullet forward a little bit. 2. That was a good hit. Slide right out. 3. Okay. Those did not pop out the top. That was fine. Okay, so that's the standard Glock. Now the standard Shield head height. 1, 2. Good drop. 3. All right, push the bullet forward a little bit, but that's about it. There we go. All right, so now we're gonna see if they pop out the top. You dropped it. 1, 2. Right on that base plate. 3. All right, nothing. Held up just fine. Okay. Sample of 1. Let's do it with the plus 10%. All right, from the nose. 1, 2, 3. All those hit right on the nose. Actually chipped out a piece of wood from the ground. Sorry, Matt. But that's fine. That's it. No problem. Let's do it again from up here. 1. Push it forward a little bit. I'm not going to push it back in, but it did push it forward. 2. 1 more. All right, those are all excellent hits. That last one actually pushed it back down into the magazine. It was pushed forward just a hair, But now it's back in. I was kind of worried about that one. I thought maybe with that plus 10 it's going to be pushing more. No, perfectly fine. So let's move over to the gravel. Okay, so we're in the gravel here. We're going to do the same thing. Go nose first. 1, 2, 3. Nothing. These aren't doing anything. You're just getting junk in there, but that's fine. 1. Try to hit the base plate. 2. And 3. Okay. Standard Glock OEM mag, just fine. Did get some gunk in there, which is good, because I want to see if it's going to work. All right, so number 1, shield arms. See me? Head height, or higher than head height. That's 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's not doing anything. 1, hitting the base plate. 2 and 3. And here comes somebody down the road. Here's Matt. We're gonna do 1, 2, and 3. And then here's this one, 1, 2, and 3. Nothing. They just got dirty. That's about it. Okay, so here we go. We've got we just dropped them, did the drop test. I haven't cleaned them or nothing. Didn't change arounds or anything. We've got the standard 43X 10 round magazine. Which one's this? This is the S15 with the plus 10 spring and the S15 standard. Got a big old anthill right here. We're gonna do the same thing that we did last time and see if we can make these things cough. So we'll start with the S15, and we just basically dropped it into the anthill, and this is really muddy. Okay, yeah, really nasty. That's a lot nastier than it was, so I'm gonna get some of that off because that's a little excessive. But there we go. Nasty grossness. There's no way that that's gonna cycle, but okay. Shove that up in there. Locks. Didn't quite chamber. Yeah, that's a lot of muck. So hold on. That guy down. Okay. Try that again. Don't want to blow my gun up. All right, I think that's in there. Hopefully I don't kill myself. Probably will, but here we go. Let's see if that even fires. No, I think that's out of... There we go. Didn't lock open, but it fed them pretty well, except for the fact that, I mean, you got sand and junk in the gun causing the gun to jam, not the magazine. So the magazine actually worked fine that time. Let's do the plus. It's down for it. Do something with it. We got the plus 10. Same thing. Drop that into the dirt. All right. Same difference. Nice and muddy. Nice and nasty. Nice and disgusting. Good insert, pull, good charge. All right, I think we're in there. Hold on. Doesn't feel like it reset. Hold on. All right, that one nose dived, or whatever you want to call it. Got caught up there, but look at the dirt. Can you see in there? Can you see in there? There is, yeah, look at that. Okay, I don't know if that's necessarily magazine related or if that's the fact that there's actual mud in the gun. It's probably unsafe to shoot that, but it chambered. So here's the rest of them. so coughed again. Maybe that is the magazine. Okay. Let's load that last one. That held open. Okay, so a couple hiccups there. Now, let's see if the good old OEM Glock magazine will do the same thing. All right, it's the same difference. Nasties. Now watch this guy run like butter. Now, see, he didn't go for it all the way either. Save that guy. And he held open. All grungy and nasty. He did drop out. Okay, good. Try that one more time. Okay, so we're gonna do this again. We have the standard Glock 10 round, the S15 standard 15 round, and then the S15 with a plus 10. So let's angle down here. This isn't really sand. It's kind of sand, but it's like sand and muck and stuff. So here's the magazines. This thing's taking a nosedive into the dirt. Okay. Nice and disgusting. All right, so let's start with the, which one is it? Number one, so the standard S15. I'm gonna give it a tap so I don't just totally wreck my gun. Just wipe the excess off the outside. I'm gonna load it. See if it'll shoot all 15. All right, didn't lock open, but it fired them all. Here is the, wipe this guy off. Here's the plus 10, right? 10 power spring. Just wipe off the excess. Insert. See if it fires 15. That fired and that held open. Okay, last but not least, here's the standard 10 round magazine from Glock. And it held open too. And it drops. The S15 doesn't drop. The S15 plus 10, it definitely doesn't drop. Oh. Kind of almost wants to, but the standard magazine does drop, so that is a plus for this guy. Is it easy enough to strip it and rip it if you had to do a reload? Yeah, I don't know, for whatever that's worth. All right, every now and then I get a crazy stupid harebrained idea, so we kind of wash these guys off, and I found this bucket of water, and I'm like, okay, I don't know what the practicality of this is. I don't know if it ever would do anything, but I'm just gonna fill this guy up with water. Put the magazines in it. I'm gonna walk down here and see if they'll shoot. Again, if there's any practicality to it, but we're gonna try it. Okay, so we dump these things in the water, and I don't think it's gonna do anything, but mainly if it cleans these things off, then it cleans them off, and that's good. So we're gonna start out with the, what is it, really cold water, with the Glock magazine. All right, let's make sure they all run. Oop. That's weird. That did not. Nope. That didn't work. Well, that's weird. Well, that was the trigger not resetting. Let's do S15. Yep, okay. It just didn't lock open. Now it falls out though. All right, and then the S15 plus 10. Whew. That felt weird. That felt really weird. There is pressure in there or something. I'm gonna take a picture of that. That primer strike looks funky. I'm gonna save that. That almost sounded like a squib load. Make sure we don't have a squib load. Nope. That was funky. That was really funky. All right, let's try that again. Besides that weird round, which I don't know what that was, maybe Tula's not waterproof. Yeah, those ran fine. Relatively fine, but there's still hiccups and stuff, so I don't know. Weird. Let's go back. We'll do one more thing and then just give final thoughts on this stuff, I guess. Okay, so in this bag, I said in another video I was gonna do this and I forgot it last time. This time I have it. So what we got is a bunch of lint. Like I was saying, when you have, here's your lint. Yeah. When you have these magazines in your pocket, right? In your everyday carrying kind of stuff, you get lint from your belly button, it'll get in the gun, you lint in your pockets, it'll get in the magazines, all that kind of stuff. So we loaded these guys up. They're slightly damp just because we just did the water test, right? Slightly damp, but they're not dirty, right? Because we washed the dirt out, so we shouldn't have too much grime issues. So let's start with the, there we go. That's sufficiently linted, I think. Start with the regular Glock 43 magazine. And we'll see if it works. Move over here a little bit. There's something weird to the trigger. Okay. Didn't hold open, but I have kind of a high grip, so the Glock magazine worked. Let's do the, here we go. Here's the standard S15 big ol' hairball. Standard S15, not with the plus 10 spring. Okay. Same thing, didn't lock open, but I got a high grip. Dropped out just fine. Last but not least, make sure we get some lint in this guy. Okay, last but not least, let's cause a failure. Let's just put some lint in there. The S15 plus 10%. Might be too much lint. I probably just jacked it up. Here we go. I don't know. Maybe it'll work. Maybe it'll blow my gun up. Maybe we'll all die. Actually, that worked just fine. So it worked, and it actually did hold open, and the magazine drops out. So there you go. Passed the lint test. Yeah, passed it just fine. All right, guys. I hope you thought that was interesting. I'm gonna just say this straight up. What I did to these magazines is definitely not scientific. Okay, so don't look at what I did to these mags and be like, "Oh my word, they failed. They're horrible, stinking mags." No. I push these things beyond a reasonable limit. I mean, most of the time, folks that carry guns are not going to be rolling around in mud, right? Or dive bombing into sand or ant hills. Like, most of the time, it's not going to happen, okay? The most realistic one, which is even really far-fetched that I did to this thing, was getting it wet, maybe, possibly, because you could get pushed over into a pool or something could happen like that. That would make sense, possibly, on a strange situation, okay, to get dunked and not just get wet. Anytime it really got wet, it was really okay. There might have been a couple funky things, but anyway. Or the whole lint thing, okay? I totally overdid it with the lint, all right? But the lint actually kind of seemed to smooth stuff out, really. I really thought I messed it up when I jammed it down into the mag on the, I think it was the +10 spring one that I did. And it worked. I really thought that I had really goofed it up when I did that. So, I don't know. Take what I did with a grain of salt and just, you be the interpreter of these results. Okay, for me personally, from what I've seen these things do, I am still impressed. I am very impressed. I did bring these to a class, a Strategos International, I think it was a 1-day or 2-day class. And it was really, really fun. It was really, really good. They functioned flawlessly. I will say that. I hate it when people say that because it's like, what do you mean flawlessly? I mean, they didn't malfunction or break. The only time that I did, and I will say this again, the only times I really saw malfunctions with these magazines was when I was shooting left-handed only. And the reason I give that not necessarily a bad mark against these magazines is because I do have a slight GIMP issue here, as you can see, and I know that's a stupid excuse, but you do have it's escaping my mind, not a fractured support, compromised. I do have a compromised grip on my gun whenever I shoot like that. Yes, most of your grip does come from the bottom part of your hand, but I'm also having to hold the gun a little bit funkier because, as you can see, your trigger finger is shorter than your middle finger, and it gets really funky. Try it sometime. Try to shoot left-handed or off-handed with your middle finger, not supporting with your index finger. It's really weird, okay? So I'm not trying to get sympathy or whatever from y'all. I'm trying to say I do have a slight compromised grip on the gun when I shoot left hand only, and those are the only times that we really saw any kind of malfunctions, relatively repeatable, with these magazines. Other than that, yeah, if you pack a magazine full of dirt, it's gonna fail. Guns aren't made to function like that. And that's part of the issue too, is that the guns aren't made to function like that. So packing this thing full of dirt, shoving it up into the mag well, and trying to make the gun cycle, you're gonna run into issues. I think the one funky round that I had on there that I showed with the weird bulged primer, I think that was because it was just a fraction of a hair out of battery, and it caused weird pressure issues, and it didn't cycle right, and it was weird. It sounded funky. It was messed up. And that's because I was feeding dirt and grime directly into the gun and running it. And kudos to the pistol, it continued to run most of the time. So anyway, again, take what I did with a grain of salt. If you like this stuff, let me know. Stay tuned for more things. I don't know too many more tests that I want to do with these. They are steel, so I don't want to just go jump on them and smash them purposefully, because yeah, if you smash a steel magazine like a Beretta 92 mag, yeah, if I crush this thing, it's not going to work. That's not a test. That's just destructive testing. I don't want to do that. I'm not doing that with these. But if there's any other practical kind of stuff that y'all want to see with these things, let me know. We've run these guys, HSTs. It runs HSTs just fine. It's run Wolf, Tula, and Winchester stuff fine, right? So let me know if you have anything else. Anyway, I appreciate y'all so much for watching, subscribing, all that kind of stuff. We're going to leave it at that. Y'all be good to be safe. We'll catch y'all in the next video.